In isolation, Tale of the Dogbot's a pretty good Rugrats episode, but within the scheme of all of the Rugrats episodes ever, I didn't really love it, and I do have a specific reason for that, and I'll talk about that in a moment. This is the first segment of the third episode of the first season of Rugrats, and in this one, Stu, ever willing to try out new inventions, decides to create a robotic dog because he feels like every child should have a pet, which is a fair opinion. But Chuckie and Chaz are allergic to dogs, so he creates them this robot dog. And needless to say, in true Stu Pickles fashion, things with the invention don't go according to plan. I didn't love the physical appearance of the dog. I didn't hate it as such, but I feel like it could have been a bit more fun and a little bit more visually engaging. But the jelly bean poops, absolutely loved those. I thought that was a very nice touch. And we see this dog doing things that it shouldn't and not really working as it should and wondering whether Chuckie will bond with it or if maybe this isn't the right pet for Chuckie. And I won't say any more about the specifics of the narrative, but what I will say, and the reason why I don't personally love this, is because, well, the previous Rugrats series, the original series, Chuckie has a dog. Eventually, I don't want to spoil it too much by saying how this dog comes to be in case you haven't seen it or don't remember, but we know what it's like with Chuckie having a dog. It's not unusual, it's not a fresh concept. Now, one could argue the reboot series is a separate series in its own right. However, I feel like people watching this are either going to have seen the original series or will watch the original series after having watched the reboot. So I feel like everybody's going to already know what it's like with Chuckie having a dog, or they will go and explore it soon after this. So it just seemed a little bit pointless, a little bit redundant, and not very interesting because we know how that plays out. And yeah, it is a series in its own right, but I feel like the audiences overlap so much that it's just irrelevant. So, in theory, on its own, it's not too bad. It does show that every child should have a pet where possible because there are many benefits to it, but also not every pet is going to be suitable for every child. And I think that's an important message. And there are some nice messages about friendship in here, and there's a decent amount of comedy with Phil and Lil eating the jelly bean poops, and it all works well. On its own, it's fine, but the continuity error between original and reboot series, I just don't like it. And because the audiences will cross over between the two so much, this just kind of felt a little bit pointless.